Chapter 1: The Rescue. The jungle was alive with the sounds of the night. Crickets chirping, leaves rustling, and the distant call of a howler monkey. But beneath the natural symphony, there was something else. The harsh, guttural voices of men. Ethan Carter moved silently through the underbrush, his boots barely making a sound. He was a wildlife biologist, deep in the Amazon rainforest, tracking a group of poachers who had been terrorizing the region. For weeks, they had been hunting rare and endangered species, selling them on the black market. Tonight he was determined to stop them. Peering through the dense foliage, Ethan saw them. 3 men in dirty camouflage, their rifles slung over their shoulders. They were gathered around a small metal cage. Inside was a creature Ethan had never seen before. It looked like a cross between a fox and a lizard, its fur a shimmering silver blue, with faint bioluminescent markings along its spine. Its golden eyes locked onto Ethan's, and in that moment, he felt something strange, an intelligence far beyond that of a normal animal. The poachers laughed as one of them poked the creature with a stick. "This one's gonna fetch a fortune," the leader sneered. "Alien-looking thing like this. Some rich freak will pay millions." Ethan's blood boiled. He didn't have a weapon, but he didn't need one. He waited until 2 of the men wandered off to check their traps, leaving only 1 guard. Then, moving like a shadow, Ethan crept forward. A well-placed strike to the back of the man's head sent him crumpling to the ground. The creature in the cage let out a soft, melodic chirp, watching Ethan with those unervingly intelligent eyes. "Easy there," Ethan whispered, fumbling with the lock. "I'm getting you out." The cage door swung open, and the creature hesitated for only a second before darting out. But instead of fleeing into the jungle, it pressed itself against Ethan's leg, trembling. Ethan frowned. "You're not running." The creature made a sound, almost like a whimper, and then, without warning, its body began to glow. Chapter 2: The Transformation. Ethan stumbled back as the creature's form shimmered, its limbs elongating, its body reshaping. The fur retracted, the snout shortened, and within seconds, where there had once been an animal, there was now a person. A young woman, no older than 25, crouched where the creature had been. Her skin was pale, almost iridescent, and her hair was the same silver blue as the creature's fur. She looked up at Ethan with those same golden eyes. You're not human," Ethan breathed. She shook her head. "No. But you saved me." Her voice was soft, musical, as if each word carried an echo of something ancient. Ethan's mind raced. Shapeshifters. Aliens. None of it made sense, but the proof was right in front of him. "Who are you?" "My name is Vera," she said, rising to her feet. "And my people are in danger." Before Ethan could ask more, shouts erupted from the jungle. The other poachers had returned. Vera's eyes widened. "They must not see me like this." In a flash of light, she shifted back into her animal form, darting behind Ethan just as the 2 men burst into the clearing. "What the hell?" one of them snarled, seeing their unconscious comrade. His gaze snapped to Ethan. "You!" Ethan didn't hesitate. He grabbed a fallen branch and swung hard, catching the first poacher across the jaw. The second man raised his rifle, but Vera, still in her small fox-like form, leapt at him, sinking her teeth into his arm. The man howled, dropping the gun. Ethan seized the opportunity, tackling him to the ground. A few well-placed punches later, and the fight was over. Panting, Ethan turned to Vera. "We need to go. Now." She nodded, and together they vanished into the jungle. Chapter 3: The Truth. 4 hours they ran, putting as much distance between themselves and the poachers as possible. Finally, deep in a hidden grove, Vera shifted back into her humanoid form. Ethan collapsed against a tree, catching his breath. Okay. Start talking. What are you? Vera sighed. We are the Luminari, a species that has lived on this planet far longer than humans. We have the ability to shift forms to blend in. But our numbers have dwindled. The Poachers. They hunt us for our pelts, our essence. They sell us to collectors, to scientists who dissect us. Ethan felt sick. And you're the last of your kind. No. But close. She looked away. There is a sanctuary, a hidden valley where the last of us remain. But the Poachers are getting closer. They have someone on the inside. A traitor. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then we stop them. Vera blinked. You would help me. He thought of all the animals he'd failed to save over the years. All the species pushed to extinction by greed. Yeah, I would. Chapter 4. The Final Stand. The journey to the Luminari Sanctuary took 3 days. Along the way, Vera taught Ethan about her people, their history, their culture, their connection to the earth. By the time they reached the valley, Ethan wasn't just fighting to save a species. He was fighting for friends. But the Poachers had arrived first. Dozens of armed men surrounded the valley's entrance, led by a figure in a black coat, the traitor Vera had spoken of. As they got closer, Ethan's blood ran cold. It was Dr. Lorne, his former mentor. A man he'd trusted. You! Ethan spat. Lorne smirked. Ethan. Always the hero. He gestured to the caged Luminari behind him. These creatures are worth more than gold. And I intend to cash in. Vera let out a furious hiss, her body glowing as she shifted into a larger, more predatory form. A sleek, wolf-like beast with razor-sharp claws. Ethan raised a stolen rifle. Let them go. Lorne laughed. Or what? Then chaos erupted. The Luminari, sensing their chance, broke free from their cages, shifting into their true forms, some becoming towering beasts, others swift, darting shadows. Ethan fought alongside them, dodging bullets, taking down poachers one by one. In the end, it was Vera who struck the final blow, lunging at Lorne and sinking her teeth into his shoulder. The man screamed, collapsing as his men fled in terror. Silence fell over the valley. Chapter 5. A New Guardian. With the Poachers gone, the Luminari were safe for now. But Ethan knew more would come. Greed was a relentless hunter. Vera approached him, shifting back into her human-like form. You saved us, she whispered. Ethan shook his head. I just evened the odds. She smiled, then pressed a hand to his chest. A warm light spread from her fingertips, sinking into his skin. A gift. So you will always find your way back to us. Ethan felt different, stronger, sharper. Vera stepped back. You are one of us now in spirit. And this valley will always be your home. As the sun rose over the jungle, Ethan knew his life had changed forever. He had set out to save an animal. Instead, he had found a family,